This is unprecedented. I'm Adam Klein, winner of Survivor Millennials vs. Generation X. Super duper fans, gather round. It's time for another installment of Survivor Talk with D&D.
Hello, all you amazing listeners, and welcome to our recap and feedback show of the 5th episode of Survivor, Heroes vs. Healers vs. Hustlers. The past will eat you alive. I'm Dwaine, and I'm here with my co-host, David, and we're just two best friends talking about the show we love, Survivor. So I just talked about you, David. Hello.
I have no comment about that.
No comment.
That would have been a great title, and I respect the title they chose because it was from Ben.
Yes.
But I never take notes at Tribal. I took a lot of notes at this Tribal.
Did you?
This was a good Tribal. I have no comment about that.
Okay.
I don't know what else to say.
You have no comment?
Hello, Dwaine. That's my comment.
And then are you going to give me one of those looks like roll your eyes because these people beside you are just stupid?
I guess so, Mr. Smarty Pants. I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Somebody tried to cross me. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. I'm a math theologist. What? Yeah. A mathologist or whatever she is.
I can see your brain turning, trying to come up with the words, and math theologist is what came out.
A math audiologist.
But just an actuary. She's actually an actuary.
She's an actuary. Actually an actuary.
She's also a mind reader because she read Rourke like a book and said, nope, this girl's not taking anything I'm selling.
Yep. All right. Oh.
We're still in the intro. That's right.
Yeah. Before we get to our initial thoughts, we are indeed having a D&D patron sweepstakes. The winner gets a signed buff and a Skype call with David Wright of Millennials versus Gen X. And the two runners-up get to join the call also. Y'all, this is a D&D patron sweepstakes. Join it. In fact, you have a couple of days left in October to get your entries in for October. But anyway, all patrons receive a signed and personalized headshot from David. You can go to stwdd.com/sweepstakes for all the details, or just go to our website. There's a big banner below the video of the Survivor opener.
And just to confirm, you get a headshot autograph from David Wright.
Yes, not from
not
David Jones. That's right. All right, David, so I got the candy out of my mouth and got me some water. So
excellent.
I am ready to go. So are you ready for some Survivor talk?
Yes.
Well, then let's get to it. Let's start with our initial thoughts. And I have 3, so you tell me how many you have.
I only got a couple. Yeah, you start first.
Sure. In Texas, we say don't mess with Texas. In Survivor, we say don't mess with Chrissy. She outplayed her tribe.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. To go along with that great initial reaction, that's another difference in us, is that yours are short and sweet and to the point, and mine are just discussion points.
Well, no, that's not true. Ours have been all over the place this year. I'm really loving this whole initial thought opening thing.
This week, I felt like we uncovered some more personalities. I felt like we uncovered some more types of players, which we did, of course. Of course, we got a lot more Rourke, which we haven't gotten all season.
Yeah. I didn't even remember who she was until Chrissy called her to the side.
Thanks, Chrissy, for getting her on camera. But it just seemed like we got so many more people this episode, and it just made it much more interesting to me because I always talked about it's not about Fiji, it's not about the challenges, it's about the game, but it's also about the people. The people are the game, so to speak.
Right.
But I really missed Joe this week. It's like we didn't get much of Joe except at the beginning.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
But it was, I don't know, it just felt like almost everybody got a bite of the action this week.
Yeah.
It was really neat. We got to see some new relationships form. We got to see some new people get tested. I love what Allie said. Tribal's where you see who you trust, and we really I felt like we kind of turned the corner a little bit for this season. It was a big tribal. It was a big decision being made by a couple people. So I really enjoyed this episode, and man, did it fly by. We were at the immunity challenge before we, like almost just after the half hour mark.
Right. Now we didn't hear a lot from Desi still.
We heard a lot when she put the bag of rice on her shoulders and walked across the plank.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
But we didn't hear her. Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
she got a confessional early on, but you're right. That was it.
It's
Other
like
than that,
so. I mean, let's see. We didn't hear. Of course, we didn't get the whole. Well, that's something else. All right, so we'll go with that. I like that. I have an initial thought in the form of a question for both you and our chat room.
My next initial thought is in the form of a question. So go ahead. Let's hear it.
Yours is?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So this is for you and for those of you in the chat room. So get to talking. All right. 4 of you are listening but aren't signed into the chat room. Get it signed in the chat room so you can participate in this. All right. Chat room's on Mixler. Why did CBS show us so much of the showmance between Cole and Jessica? Was it A, it is going to play a major part in the game later this season? B, it was good entertainment, but it's over? Or C, another answer completely?
Wow.
So
I like all your choices.
Why did CBS show us so much of the showmance between Cole and Jessica? Because it's going to be a major part of the game later in the season? Because it was just good entertainment, but now it's pretty much over? Or another answer completely?
I would like to think that it's going to be a major part of later on in the season, like a betrayal, or something. One of them uses the relationship to turn on them. Mm-hmm. But to be honest, I think it's over and it was cute and done with. And I think she's going to move on. Okay. And I don't know where he's moving to, but according to the next week on, he's moving
apparently
down.
He's moving to under the shelter. That's where he's moving. Gwen says D, casuals love showmances. Actually, Gwen, come on. That would be C, another answer completely, not D.
What was 2? 2 was...
It was good entertainment, but it's over, which is what you said.
Yeah, I kind of think that's what it is.
I'm thinking it's not going to play a major... I guess I'm going with C also. It's another one. That it isn't going to play a major part, but it is going to play a part later on in the season. But... It has to, if it's going to, though, it has to be something major because they really focused on it for the first 3-4 episodes.
But we did kind of get a payoff in the sense of the betrayal of Cole and his talking too much.
Right.
No, I mean, there was a little bit of that. It maybe that was something that lit a fire under Jessica.
Yeah.
And maybe she's going to start playing different now.
But next week, we get the confessional from her, assuming it's after next week and not a plant by CBS. Yeah. That I can't see myself playing this game without Cole yet.
Right.
Although she sees it well enough to go out on him with Dr. Mike. Yeah.
But it's nice to have, but Mike's got an idol and he's not in her back pocket like Cole is.
Right. Well, I don't know.
Now, on that note, I shared some Twitter comments last week. There was a tweet of last night about how much I go on Twitter. There was a tweet last night that I was on the floor laughing at, and it was about the next week on. And it's from Joe Daly, which is at Joe Daly 4. So if you do a funny tweet and I read it, I'll give a shout out to your name, your tweet handle at Joe Daly, DALY 4. And he said, Cole probably passed out because he was trying to hold in a secret too long. That was great. He's trying to hold it in like a breath, and he just passed out from it.
That is really funny.
Okay, so my initial reaction, did you give an answer for your own question?
Yes.
What did you think?
Well, I'm thinking it's not going to be a huge thing, but it is going to play a part later in the game.
Yeah. Okay. My question is production playing favorites with the challenges?
No, they're not, David. You and your conspiracy
forcing
theory.
tribes to keep the muscular studs in the game longer than necessary. Both challenges this week required at least some strength to some degree. Of course, the first challenge was height and some strength because even Devin was struggling getting those balls up into that basket up in the ring up there. And he's like 7 feet tall.
Right.
So it was twice as tall as him. Desi was able to carry one of the bags. Ben carried one of the bags, but he's kind of big. But otherwise, Cole, JP, and Devin carried most of the bags over.
Yeah.
And in fact, some of the tribes would still be bringing those bags over right now if it wasn't for JP, the Soko tribe, that he brought them over. But I don't know. I know a lot of the early tribal challenges do have some form of strength, but JP was never brought up for elimination, in part because we're probably going to have one more challenge and we've got to keep JP. And we've always heard that Probst loves his man crushes and his studs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a little tinfoil hat. It's tinfoil buff, whatever.
It's definitely your tinfoil buff.
Okay.
But I mean, it's Mike in the chat room says you've been hanging around Andy Baker too long.
And what's wrong with that?
Yeah, I know. But
actually, I haven't. I miss Andy. I haven't talked to him in a while.
I guess I am not under the impression. Okay, so what you're implying, not that they changed challenges during the season, but that they purposefully planned these challenges to require strength this deep into the game.
That's such a conspiracy theory, but yes, and that you're reading me right. That's me throwing out a wild, crazy theory that they just plan these buff challenges to make sure these buffs stay in the game longer than necessary.
That doesn't surprise me. I wouldn't doubt it at all.
Okay.
There you go.
That's all I needed to hear.
I don't know that's so much tinfoil. Now, if you were saying they're going like, okay, JP's in danger, we need to move this challenge up to here, then no, I don't think they're doing that.
No, I won't buy into that theory. But I just think they put a lot of meat up front because later on in the singles challenges and even some rewards, there's some stuff that don't need strength. There's a lot of puzzles and stuff like that. So,
okay. So my final initial thought, do you have one after this one?
Nope, that was it.
My final initial thought requires me to tell a short story first.
Okay, let me get my drink over here.
All right. Are you ready? Okay. All right, here we go. So last Friday night was homecoming for our high school because high schools have homecomings. So do colleges. So whatever. But it was for high school. And I'm announcing the homecoming stuff, Freshman representatives are so-and-so and so-and-so escorted by so-and-so, father and daughter, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So when you're doing something like that, you have this big, long list of people, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not careful, you lose your place in the list. Perhaps you see where this is going.
Oh, I do, but apparently you didn't because you.
This is like the only mistake I have made in 4 or 5 years of being live on the mic at the stadium. All right.
Wow.
So I get through the freshmen, not a problem. I get through the 2 sophomores, not a problem. Beginning of the junior class, I forget if I'm on junior or sophomore. And so I go representing the I'm so sorry. Representing the junior class.
Wow.
Over the mic.
I was going to say, I'm surprised you didn't tap the mic and say, I'm sorry, we're having some technical difficulties.
Really. I'm sorry. This is the 4th time I've tried to say this, and the mic hasn't picked it up. So having said
yes, we have. We heard it all.
But after last night's episode, I don't feel so bad, David. Because Probst made a huge error. Do you know what it was?
I remember him saying something that didn't make sense, but I don't remember what it was.
It does not only does it make sense, it's totally wrong. And I don't really blame him for it because, I'm sure he makes all kinds of little mistakes out there and they fix it.
Oh, now I thought it might have been a word. So, no, go ahead.
This is really on editing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, no doubt. Later on in the episode, I had my wife listen to it also without even telling her what I was thinking. He says, it's now Cole shooting for Soku, or whatever the name is, Soko. Mm-hmm. It's now Cole shooting for Soko and Devin shooting for Lavu. But Cole is shooting for Yawa, not
correct.
Soko.
Very good. I did not catch that at all.
Yeah. I heard it and I went, wait a second. I'm getting all confused. I thought Cole was, Probst can't be wrong. He's Probst. But he did. It's now Cole shooting for Soko. Huh?
Surprised they didn't fix that.
I know. That's why I'm saying it's more on CBS than it is on him. Because, I mean, he's liable to say that out there.
Yeah, and when he's looking at those studs, he just gets them all. They all gets them all mixed up all the time. So
yeah, because he
those
likes
are his favorite players. That's right.
He likes to get challenges that keeps them in the game because he wants guys to win.
Yes.
Right
now you're coming across. Come on over to the dark side.
That is the whole deal. Speaking of Survivor and talking about it, Survivor Talk, let's get back at camp. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how to pronounce these names. Is it Levu?
I say Levu.
Is it like French? Elle Lavu? Like Pepe La Pew?
Sounds about good to me. But I actually know the tribe names. It's funny that Probst didn't get one right because I actually know them now.
Yeah.
I didn't know them for 3 weeks.
That's right. So Ashley is there, and I one thing I like about this discourse is she's like, now you said something to me, but I didn't catch it at Tribal, which is a good thing because he was kind of condescending to her. But I think he little girl or something like that. And he said, what? And he said, I saw your face gave it away. And she said, I caught myself, but too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Connie had this, talk about your theory being weird. Connie had this big old thing that she did it on purpose because she wanted Alan gone. And then right after that, we got the confessional that she just...
Yeah, exactly. That she didn't mind him going away.
Right.
But I liked her reaction in general and the fact that she didn't come back and get upset or get mad or just disappear. She actually turned to him like Devin did. Devin told him, well played at Tribal. And she's like, what did I say that gave it away? She's engaging in conversation. She's opening up about it stuff. And, oh, dude, I knew you were crazy, but I didn't know you were so smart.
Right.
These are music to Joe's ears.
Yeah.
He probably loves this.
Of course, Joe thought she was going to say that crazy.
Yeah.
But
But good on Ashley for making it very social when they got back.
And you know what? I'm finding that most players are starting to do that now. They're not coming back to camp and being idiots.
Wait till next week.
Okay.
But yes, you're right. I think a lot of people are picking up on that and saying, well, I've got to change my game. I've just been turned on, so I got to change my game.
Oh, yeah. Abby's going to go off. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Allie.
Yes, Allie.
I said Abby.
I heard you say Abby, but I thought it might have been
Marie
a glitch.
Gomez is going to go on the island and go off on everybody. All right, you ready to go to Yawa Day 12? We're going to be through this show before you know it.
Yeah, this was our last bit of Joe. Joe said he played the nervous route to draw him in, then he played them all, and he did really well. I'm starting to dislike the Tony comparisons because I feel bad for him that he's getting that comparison because he's not. He's a different player.
Yeah.
But Rourke, I read a couple of Rourke's exit interviews, and I got a couple of notes in here, and I know you like that when I'm more prepared. But she said that Joe is who Joe is. When he tells you he's going to do something, he's going to do it.
Okay.
And she had no doubt that he would have played that idol for Desi if he thought Desi was in trouble.
Right.
And if they'd come back at 6, she had no doubt he would play it on one of the healers. Joe was Joe, and he was as blunt and honest as he could be.
Yeah.
And I just really liked that he was who he needed to be in the game, but when he got to confessionals, he was blunt and honest.
Yeah.
And that's who I want to watch play Survivor.
He is one of your self-promoter Twitter people, though. He's constantly talking smack on Twitter and, getting those replies and getting those tweets and retweets and hearts. And he's definitely one of those guys.
He definitely wants to play again, whether he wins or not. And I think he will.
I don't know if he will or not.
Oh, I guarantee he will.
Well, you can't guarantee because we don't know what the rest of the season is going to hold.
I'm guaranteeing you he will play again if there's a returning season again.
Okay. Well, their next season is their last season.
Stop. It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's the last one filmed. Just waiting for a reaction. You want the chat room to explode or something.
A couple people in their cars are going, what? Wait, what? I just missed a red light. I just ran a red light thanks to y'all. We are not responsible for any accidents related to this show.
Yes.
All right, day 12. I thought Ben was hurt at first.
Yeah.
I thought maybe he had hurt his hand or like that pop from the whatever it was from the bamboo, had like thrown a piece of ash on his hand or something like that. But finding out what it was, man, I haven't been in the war, so I can't imagine. But I mean, I can't empathize. I can imagine, but it's obviously not what he's dealing with. Yeah. But man, that'd be freaky because you're not expecting it.
Yeah, I have a very close coworker who suffers from this as well, and I've learned a lot about it. I'm not an expert at it. I don't know anything about how they feel either because I've never served as well. But being friends with somebody, you do learn about some of it and what he goes through and how he deals with it, and you just want to go hug the guy. But like Ben said, he told Lauren, "Nope, just want to be by myself." And Lauren's like, "Okay," and turned around and you walk away.
Yeah, and I really like that about what she did.
Yeah. I did too. But he had a lot of neat. I like a lot of stuff that what he said. He says because the past will eat you alive, but the future will save you. I mean, he really gave a nice. I don't want to call it a speech. He gave a nice testimony about what he's dealing with and what he's gone through.
Right.
You know, he's talking about how his family has saved him, and he sees a bigger picture in his life, bigger than this game. You know, bigger than me.
Right.
And to show vets who've gone through battle, gone through PTSD and depression, that there's a way to life outside of all that hell, and that's what he's doing. And he's trying to show them that. And that was just a powerful moment for Survivor.
Yeah,
I'm so glad they showed all that.
Yeah, it was also a good orchestral moment for Survivor.
Yeah,
it was those big swelling strings and everything, because it's an emotional part of the show. Definitely a connection to Ben now.
Yeah. Definitely a personal connection. There were some comments in our Facebook in the live thread, I guess that's what you call it, about that being what they were trying to talk about in a very, friendly way. What kind of edit that would seem? Would that be a winner's edit? Would that be a different edit? And I'm like, I just think that's a Ben edit. I really didn't take it as anything that, he's going to turn the corner and start winning now, or he's going to run to the end. I took that as this is a chance for us to reach people. This is a great guy who's got a great outlook on life while he's dealing with this PTSD. We need to show this, and maybe it'll reach somebody, whether Ben goes next week or to the end. I just think it was a great move from editing and from Survivor to show this and just let Ben represent those people.
So you're saying it's almost like CBS took itself out of the game.
That's a good way to say it.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I
Absolutely.
hadn't thought about that. So I want to get back to Lauren. So Lauren and Ben obviously, have a good relationship. Mm-hmm. But, she comes down there. He hears her coming. She's like, you okay? Just kind of checking on him, but also knows you want to be left alone, right? It's like, yep. Doesn't say another word. Doesn't say, well, you can hear me. You have my, no. She, okay, and turns around.
I give her a lot of credit for that question. Not many people ask that question. Some people just walk up and presume you want them to sit beside you.
Yeah.
I just love that she was honest. Said, do you want me to come down there? Can I talk to you? No, I'm good right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Like only if was it Patrick, the redhead? I've already forgotten. Mm-hmm. Only if Patrick had asked before he went down. Do you want to just be alone? Anybody but you would be fine. Thank you, Patrick. Well, because of that, we didn't get to the reward challenge right away. I guarantee you that is why the reward challenge was later on in the show than it was last week, was because they needed to show us that. And they wanted to show us that, as you said. So, David, you always have an opinion about challenges. And so I want to get your thoughts on this one. Where does this one sit in the David challenge arena?
This one sits around the middle, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all party involved. It was a very small party involved. Only they even talked about this in our Facebook group that they were like, I think Mike Kay said, I was wondering if they were going to have to push 5 balls across the sand. That would have taken forever.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they only had to push 1. Poor Ryan.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
I would have hated to do this challenge. I would volunteer to shoot.
So what did you? So is it just not? It wasn't an exciting challenge, or it didn't like only one person got to shoot the ball, or
it was a relay race.
Yeah.
I just like group challenges. That's just me. I mean, I like all challenges, but this to me was just a relay race, and it was a worming in the sand. And I know Probst likes them to dig deep, and this is a chance for people to push themselves harder and eat more sand.
Right. I do like messy challenges. I do like it when they're getting sand all in their clothes and in their noses, and then their nose.
Yeah.
I guess multiple people, noses.
Yeah.
I like that in a challenge. So, that just freaked me out. So I thought a Mixler notice came up and said, your daily limit. And I went, what? Has been reset.
Okay, tribal.
That's right. You have 5 more minutes left. Anyway.
Drop in another quarter. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, if y'all want to listen live every week, 9 o'clock Eastern time on Thursdays, stwdd.com/live, and that'll take you to Mixler. So, eventually. So, I thought it was a medium, but as you said, I enjoy it anyway. But it was kind of a medium. There's got to be an easier way to hit a ball. I mean, that's not a use your head only challenge. With that
I was wondering about the rules on that.
No, you could. I mean, if it were me, I would have done everything I can to get the ball between my shoulder, or somehow kind of move it up. I don't know. I mean, sitting quarterback, Sunday afternoon quarterback, but.
I have a feeling that they could not use their hands because I'd have crawled up beside it, put my hand under it, and tried to throw it as far as possible just by flipping your wrist.
Well, by the time Ryan got done, I think they went and unlatched his hands, and he threw it over. And then they latched his hands again and said, okay, camera, roll.
So that JP could pick him up and throw him onto the mat.
Yes,
Poor
gently.
guy.
Yes, gently. But anyway, I don't like coffee, much less iced coffee. I mean, if you're going to like coffee, why in the world are you going to put ice in it? I just don't understand that.
I would make a deal. You guys take the coffee, I'll take the platter.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, okay, iced coffee to me is like ice hot chocolate. That makes no sense. I'm going to have cold hot chocolate. Come on. That's a good one.
Milkshake. That's a milkshake. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty
you drink
funny
coffee
one.
at all?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. That's right. You don't need to drink it either. I just don't get into the taste of it. So, but I mean, I would drink that obviously because it's something different to have while you're out there after 13 days. But
I don't know.
But I mean, I'd learn to like it out there. But yeah, I like what Ryan said. He goes, "Yeah, that looks great, but it's going to run through us, but it's still going to be great."
Yeah. So now Lauren was like the whole, well, I guess I'm the one sitting out type of comment.
Yeah. Like I don't want to, but I guess it's me.
But one thing I wrote was everyone was able to do really well with the ball. Dr. Mike tried like 4 or 5 different techniques.
Yeah.
He's a surgeon, so he's got all these different techniques.
You know what's interesting? Which challenge would you rather put more emphasis on, the immunity or the reward?
The immunity, of course.
So do you think the 2 men that sat out the immunity challenge were offended that they set out the immunity challenge, but 2 women set out the reward challenge?
No, because they're the ones that had them sit out the – oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Well, first of all, when we get to the immunity challenge, I'm going to talk about why it was stupid to sit Dr. Mike out in the first place. But we'll get to that. So I don't know. I hadn't thought about that, David. Hadn't thought about it.
I mean, the men were Mike and Ryan. I mean, I understand that.
Oops.
But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, Ryan knows he's the weak link, and Mike thinks he's a weak link too, as far as challenges go. So I don't think they had a problem with it.
I don't either. I'm just saying that's kind of how this season is flowing.
Yeah.
You're either a beast or you're a nerd, and in between are all these strong, athletic women.
Yeah. And okay, right. All right, so Levu kicked the butt, and Yawa did well too.
Before we get there, Allie makes her point that challenges are only part of the game. It's more about having someone's back. So I want to make sure Ryan feels covered that I've got his back. It's just a challenge. Challenges are only part of the game. I'm setting that up for later in the episode.
Right. So, yeah, okay. So you totally skipped the reward and went straight to the post-reward confessional.
Oh, you said Levu. I thought you were going to the beach, to their camp.
No, it's that Levu kicked butt.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
No. Anyway, this is where I heard Probst call the wrong team for Cole, and then you get the reward, and then you get Allie's comment. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
No. I wasn't that far away from it.
I got out of order. Sorry, I skipped ahead. Didn't follow the line.
But that's all right. Just don't do it to Chrissy or
to the juniors. Gotcha.
That's right. All right. Now, Levu, day 13. Where is the clue, I ask? And why is there no camera shots showing us where the clue is? Or the advantage.
Let's see. Blue is... So the blue idol has not been found, right?
Man, I don't know. I don't keep up with that.
Yeah, the yellow idol was found. Later on, the red idol was found. So you're right. There should have been something on, or there could have been something on that platter.
It's a reward platter. You look. And I'm sure they look. They just didn't show us them looking.
Exactly, because when do they show us? They show us when somebody finds something.
Yeah, or whenever it's obvious and someone misses it.
Yeah.
So my guess is there wasn't one in there. You know?
Yeah, if it was, they probably ate it.
Yeah, it got eaten. Jessica came over and said, "Can I have that?" and ate it.
But you're right. If it was in the bag of chips, why wouldn't the blue one be somewhere in this reward?
I know. I was thinking it'd be one in the jars, and like a day later or something, whenever Cole's tongue was at the bottom of the jar, he'd find it.
That's why he's passing out, because there's a note blocking his intestines.
Or what he didn't realize was the spoon was a clue, but he licked off all the ink.
He's licking it down till there's nothing on it.
Getting the peanut butter out off of it.
Oh.
I was happy to see Devin say, "This win reminds me how important it is to keep my mind in the game." You know?
Yeah, absolutely. This was a great scene for Lavu, for everybody got to speak on this one. But like I said, this was the end of the Lavu as far as the social game. But I love that Devin said that. You know, this is great. We're socializing. It's fun. We're eating. But it reminds me, I've got to keep focused in the game.
Yeah, and he wants Joe out.
Yes, so they're going to work with Desi. Try to work with Desi to see if they can get him out.
Yeah. So obviously,
and he's right, because Joe's a super smart person and a strong player.
Right. So Ashley and Devin are going to stick together, or so they say. In fact, I think Ashley says one of them better flip, or the next vote is going to Rocks. But how true is that, though?
That's a good question, because I wrote in my rankings this past week that Devin will not draw Rocks.
No, that would be stupid to draw Rocks.
Yeah, I think he'd be the one to flip, because I don't think Joe and Desi would. They would push that they would not flip. But I think Devin would flip, because he wants to stay in the game, obviously. Sorry, Ashley.
You know it would be great if we got a tribal where there was a tie and they said, "Okay, you're going to get one more vote," and I think that's the way they would do it. Mm-hmm. And otherwise, we're going to draw Rocks. It'd be funny if like Desi and Joe just said, "All right, which one of you is going with us, and we'll vote for the other one." You know, we don't care. Yep. You just tell us.
Yep.
Because that puts you in a spot, wouldn't it?
And Joe would do that. That's what's great about Joe. And
y'all gonna have to make this decision. Man, that'd make for great TV, wouldn't it?
Yep.
They'd have like 10 minutes of show and then a 40-minute tribal council just showing us all the drama.
That's what I thought this week was going to be, when that immunity came so quick.
Yeah.
The immunity challenge.
Yeah. How many are we down to now? Are we anywhere close to the merge?
I think after next week. And that's just a wild guess. I don't remember the number.
So within
I want
the
to say
next
there was
2 weeks.
14 this week. So we should
that's
be at
pretty
13.
sweet. That's that many more weeks closer. We get to do that Skype call with David.
Yeah, we should have 13 left. So it could be next week, after next week.
Dude, if it's next week, then that means, because we're doing the Skype call the Monday after the merge episode.
Okay.
With David. So we'll announce the winner.
I don't think the merge is next week. I think it's the week after.
Yeah,
that.
it has to be. It can't be next week. They would have said something about it.
Right.
Hopefully they'll give us some warning so we can prepare this, D&D patron sweepstakes winners and everything.
If they gave us the warning that Mike was going to find an idol in a preview,
that's true.
I'm sure they'll give us a merge.
That's
warning.
true.
Thanks, CBS.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That didn't bother me at all. It really didn't. I mean, I don't really care what they show me about it. It's just going to make me want to watch it. So
I know. I mean, in the end, it doesn't. But still, I would have liked to have not known he was going to find the idol. I just like the fact that he was looking.
Yeah. Are they chatting in the room? Because I'm not getting anything in mine.
No, I'm not either.
Okay. Bunch of non-typing people.
They're actually listening. Shh. Let them listen.
That's right. All right. SoCo, day 13.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan chooses to stick to the social game rather than coconut opening. Which he makes a good point. If you got a great social game, then they don't mind opening coconuts for you.
Yep.
Which is a really wise thing to say. It's very true. Yeah.
Absolutely. And this is another reason why he got on the show, is because Ryan says what he's thinking, makes it very clear, And they like that. He says, I lost the challenge. So like you just said, I need to cater to my strength, which is my social game skill set. And I love what he said. I want to make people laugh so they'll pick me up after the challenge. When they look at me, they'll remember humor. They'll remember to smile.
Right.
And after the challenge, they'll pick me up. And he continued to apologize and continued to thank them for cheering him on when he was trying to push through. Yep. As in, like, that really meant a lot to me that you guys were there for me, yada, yada. And I love his line where he says, everyone has a failure in the game. You just don't want that failure, your failure, to be getting voted out.
Yeah.
Fail in a challenge, but don't fail by getting voted out.
Right.
But everyone's going to have a failure sometimes. Something's not going to work. So you just don't want it to be getting voted out. So put all your focus into staying in the game. Keep your strong skill set sharp. And for him, it's a social game and making everybody laugh.
Yep. And it's working. Abby even talks about it later on. He's got the strong social game. We don't want to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Right? Allie. Did I say Abby again?
Allie. You said Abby again. That's okay. I know who you're talking about.
I'm sorry, Allie, because you really don't want to be Abby because she sits on the bench way too much.
There was a there's a tidbit I can throw in here from one of Rourke's exit interviews. I scanned Gordon Holmes's and Dalton Ross's and Josh Wigler's, and she mentioned that as soon as they got to their new beach, and it may have been last week after the swap, as soon as new Soko got to the beach, Chrissy went to Allie and said, basically, it's two of us, two of y'all. Rourke's the first one to go, right? That's the best move. Get rid of Rourke. And Rourke said, I don't want to speak 100% for Allie, but I'm pretty sure that Allie didn't like being told what the plan was. And it was at that, and Rourke didn't like being the one picked on. So it was at that point that Allie was not going to work with Chrissy, nor was Rourke going to work with Chrissy.
Right.
And that's where that kind of animosity came out that Ryan brought up later, that those two are not going to work together, the two people that I'm aligned with. So Rourke gave a really good exit interview in several places. So I encourage you to go read them, including on our Facebook page. You can go find them all right there.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to want to hear that again because as you can see, I'm trying to answer somebody on Twitter. So not now, but later on tonight, you can tell me what you just said.
In the middle of a podcast.
I know someone's trying to find us live, and
so I'll go on that. Still back on Soko. Rourke knows she's on the outside, but she likes the split 2 and 2, and she's the one and she wants to start developing friendships with people so they can start talking game to her.
Right.
Make people comfortable so they'll talk to her about the game. Except for Chrissy, she doesn't want anything to do with Chrissy.
Right.
Gosh,
I wish I had heard what you said now, but that's okay. Our fans don't want you to say it again.
No, I'll say it again in a few seconds later.
All right.
But very, very quickly.
Did you notice in Allie's confessionals, she says we, because she's thinking about her and Ryan.
Now, what was her confessional about? Do you remember? Or just that she said
she was talking about how her and Rourke were talking, and Ryan isn't strong. He has the best social game, and then went right to a confessional about who we are going to vote for and how we are thinking. So she's thinking.
Right. She's thinking as a twosome, right? They also talk about what they can do with the merge. And it's funny because Rourke says that she can break numbers if Allie needs them. I mean, she's got 5 other tribe mates out there. She can bring numbers if Allie needs them at the merge.
They were talking merge. That's right.
Right. And on the other hand, Allie wants to keep Rourke safe so at the merge, so she'll take Allie in as part of her numbers. So it's like they're both wanting to be picked up by the other person.
Right.
It's fun. Like, didn't you two just talk? Aren't you two like one of you is going to be in the numbers and it's going to be Rourke. But, it's funny that they were both talking about the same plan. It's almost like I want to stir the chili once she puts in all the stuff. And then the other person says, I want to stir the chili when she puts in all the stuff.
Right.
It's like, hey, somebody's got to put in all the stuff.
You know what it looks like to me? It looks like you've got Rourke, right? She plays a game. She's very smart, very intelligent. You've got Allie, who's already been playing this great game.
Yep.
And they're all great. Then you have Chrissy over here. She's playing her great game. But when you put them together, Chrissy rises to the top. I mean, it's just, Allie's game is good, and this may come back to bite me in the butt later, but her game is good, but it's not as good as Chrissy's. And it's just, it just kind of feels that way.
I think another thing brought up in the exit interview was Rourke said, we obviously had no idea of the connection Ryan had with Chrissy. We did not know that connection was made on day 3 when he dropped that item on her lap.
No, of course not.
And it's funny that Allie cannot have the relationship with Ryan that Chrissy has because of Ryan, the guy she's aligned with.
Right.
You know, it was his doing that bought him that relationship. And
see, that's a wrench that I love that the Advantage put in the game.
Yeah.
See, that Advantage continued. Why does Gwen keep putting error on that? Is there a problem that I need to fix in the chat room? What's going on? So, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I apologize, listeners.
About the wrench. About
the
idol.
Yeah, I was talking
influence.
about how the Advantage kept going throughout the game, the game. And this is another example of it. And it's going to continue to have a long-term impact on this game. Something that happened on, he got the Advantage on day one, and it's still having an effect. And it's going to continue to have one.
Right.
So, anyway, good stuff.
Allie is good to vote out Chrissy and JP at the next two tribals. They're pretty much making their plans for the next couple events, and then work with Ryan and the healers. So Allie wants to take Ryan and go join the healers and be number 7 and number 8 in their tribe.
Okay. Oh boy! And anybody that's played Survivor knows you don't want to go with a group that has more people than you.
Right.
That's just, that's not going to work.
Those original tribes are always going to have an effect. Always going to be there.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Just like, and Rourke said that her and Desi were super tight. Desi even admitted, I'm a recruit, so I'm here for the game, and you just tell me what we're going to do, and we'll do it. She was like her number one.
Right.
And she also had close ties with Mike. I mean, she was in the middle of a great situation with the healers. Yeah. So the swap really messed her up. And she said, they didn't, at the end of the game, she says, I can't blame it on the swap. There's something I could have done that I didn't do. But at the same time, she didn't know about the super idol. She didn't know she was playing against that.
Yeah.
But Ryan knows he's in positions where people want to work with him. So his game is working. He sees that people are talking to him. People want to work with him. Right. But the problem is his two closest allies won't work together.
Yep.
And this goes back to what you missed. On day one of new SoCo, Chrissy went to Allie and said, Rourke should be the first one out, right? Two of y'all, Rourke should go first. Allie, according to Rourke, she believes that Allie didn't like being told what was going to happen. Yeah. So that made Allie just go, nope, no Chrissy. And then she immediately went to Rourke, or just obviously bonded with Rourke. And she even told Rourke, I'm so glad to be with somebody my age that I can talk to and work with.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So, Yawa, day 13. Now, this is just a no-no, David. Mm-hmm. If you're going to eat off a spoon, you don't do it in front of anybody, first of all.
He's even looking. Now, that's an editing question I got. It's a good point you're bringing up because you don't. I mean, you're stealing. You're basically, if you're not sharing, you're stealing.
Right. And if you're licking off a spoon, you're not doing that in front of people. Although, what did Lauren say? Did she say something about him licking off? Yeah, she did. She said something about him licking off the spoon.
And she said that Ben rolls his eyes at it. But I'm not sure if she meant Ben rolls his eyes at him grabbing food while they're not eating or something else he did.
But she made a specific point to say he licked off the spoons.
Licked off the spoon, then he licked off his fingers, and then he put his fingers on his legs or something. His legs. Then like within 30 seconds, he's got his fingers in the jelly jar. Yeah. The look on his face is like, when he's pulling the spoon out of his mouth, I cleaned it all off.
Oh,
it's all off.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it back in now.
I got to tell you, though, that would be difficult to ration out that kind of stuff, because there are people there that are more disciplined about food. And so they're going to be like, okay, I'm going to discipline myself. And you go back and it's all gone because not everyone else is disciplined. So the thing to do is just divvy it up and eat it.
Yep.
Divvy it up and eat it.
And everybody eat at the same time. So everybody gets a portion at the same time.
Here's your portion.
But this is one of those double-edged swords about having these muscle studs. They got to eat. They got to keep their muscle mass, or they're just going to lose it and fall off real quick next week, maybe. I don't know. But these guys got to eat. I have a
feeling all this food's going to make him like top heavy, and it's going to make him fall.
It's going to seal his lips, and he can't breathe.
Yeah. You know what's dangerous about that? When you faint like that, man, you just bang right into that wood.
Yeah, and his head looks like his head banged pretty hard. That's a concussion. Right. And I love it that Lauren said, I hope he eats so much that his lips stick together.
Oh, I know, that was great.
But I'm like, then he can't tell you the secrets he's not supposed to tell you.
How are you supposed to find out what's happening with Jessica and Dr. Mike?
That's right.
All right. So Jessica, okay, so here you go. Jessica goes to the well with Dr. Mike. This used to be a Jessica and Cole type of thing.
Right.
Right? But now...
No, Cole's like, I'm stuffed. Can y'all just go without me?
Cole's not about the game. Remember?
Yes.
And when he is about the game, he's making very stupid decisions. So anyway, Jessica goes to the well with Dr. Mike. Better to form a bond with Mike than Cole because Mike is more trustworthy. Right? Right. So
she says Mike is paranoid because Cole is a number, so he's nervous about that. And she knows Mike can keep a secret.
Right. They find the idol, or rather Dr. Mike finds the idol. And she knows with certainty that he won't spill the beans. However, Dr. Mike says to her, this is for us. But he says later in a confessional, in reality, this is for me.
Yes.
Because that's a good thing. That's what you're supposed to do. Tell them it's for both of y'all, but it's for you.
Right.
I say all this, and if I was out on the island, I'd probably do everything opposite of what I say.
Well, but you wonder, though, after 13 days, if you finally found some kind of a groove, especially for the healers. They have not been to tribal. Mm-hmm. Mike's been out there for 13 days with some pressure, but not the ultimate pressure of voting at tribal. So he's had time to get into a groove. But my thing is, this is day 13. How long have they been new SoCo? At least 4 days, 5 days?
Yeah, something like that.
And Cole has not found this idol.
I know.
You've got to be kidding me. So
that is
Dalton
silly.
Ross.
I mean, that's just silly.
Dalton Ross asked Probst this question. We saw Dr. Mike and Jessica smartly looking for an idol in the same spot on a different beach where Joe found his. Are you all concerned that by putting idols in identical spots, it will increase the chance that one person can load up on idols during merges and tribe swaps like Ty did last season? Probst said, nope. Is that because these guys aren't looking like they should be?
It's like Cole's like, wait, you mean there might be an idol in the same place? I better tell everybody.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, but that's just...
Yeah, that's common sense.
They wouldn't put two idols in this game.
It's just, I mean, seriously. And you can't say, he can't come back and say, no, I was looking. No, you weren't.
No.
Not after that.
Mike looked without a clue and found it.
Yeah.
This was also not Mike's first time digging.
Right,
because
we
he
heard
said
that.
In his confessional, Jessica said, why don't you dig again?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Dig again.
We also learned in Rourke's exit interview that Cole did not tell Desi. He didn't want to tell Desi. He only told Rourke. Rourke's the one that told Desi.
Oh.
Yeah. So she said she wanted to make that clear because it wasn't clear in the edit.
All right. You want to get to the immunity challenge? I do.
That was tough.
Well, I was going to ask you, and what is your ranking for this one?
I'm trying to remember. The last part was this was different. I'd definitely give this a B. Almost a B because there was one stage that was only limited to about a quarter of the survivors that could actually complete it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know not everything is perfect. Not everything. I mean, there are puzzles that some people will never complete. Right. But overall, I like the thing at the end with the balls in the holes and that different people can do it.
Unless you're on Chrissy's team.
Unless you're on Chrissy's team and you don't want to do it. And then the sandbags over the bounce beam was tough. And I love that part of it was in the water. Mm-hmm. That makes it even tougher.
Can you imagine how heavy those things were?
Yeah, exactly. So I liked it. It was a good challenge.
Because you know what happens when rice gets water all in it? It gets just absorbs it. You know? Yeah. So it's not like it was water on top of a bag. It was water being sucked into the bag.
Now, I was listening. The first time I watched it, I wasn't exactly listening to everything Probst said. And he says, you got to put it through a hole. I'm like, there's just some pretty big holes in that ladder.
Yeah, I know.
That's not going to be hard.
That won't be hard at all.
And then the second time he says, you got to put it through a round hole or a certain hole. I said, oh, yeah, they had to go through
a rectangle bag through a round hole.
It's funny because it looked like Devin set one bag in one of the big holes to sit it there until he could get it through the small hole. I'm like, hey, just elbow it over.
Yeah, just accidentally. Yeah. Cool. So why would you not put Dr. Mike in this? He's a surgeon. His hands, he has complete control over those hands. Let him do the ball thing at the end. He'd do all three of them like that. He's a surgeon. Just a thought.
True.
We were watching the show, and Connie's like, what in the world? So, and did you see Desi's legs? Oh, my goodness. Those were muscles on top of muscles.
Yeah, when she put the bag on her shoulders, you saw Desi. That's the Desi that Probst saw and said, wow, this girl's fit.
And Probst even says, again, Desi making a challenge look easy.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. So here's the whole Chrissy thing. She blows it twice. Then she's going to take off her shoes. So while she's doing that, Allie succeeds. And then Chrissy gets back on the beam and blows it again. She offers it to others, but then when they say they want to do it, she just ignores them, according to the edit.
Did they say they wanted to do it, or did they ask her if she wanted them to? Rourke asked her. She said, do you want me to do it?
But that's the same as saying, yeah, I'll do it. To me, it is.
No, to me, I didn't see anybody run up saying, let me do it, let me do it.
I was thinking it may just be editing, like a little editing ploy to play into the tribal council later.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It was edited to play in the tribal council.
Yeah. And of course, we get the person going home with the confessional. I'm nervous, but Christy needs to go.
Yeah, so I wonder if Allie's going to say it's just challenges aren't everything,
Yeah.
They are now.
All right, SoCo, day 14. So now we're back at camp with the losers.
The first confessional was. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I thought you'd stop talking. I saw you were still talking. But just Chrissy's first confessional is brutal, but it's brutally true in that I do not feel safe. I'm having a hard time trusting anyone. But now at this point, I know I will have to trust someone to move my game forward.
Yes. Okay, Chrissy. Okay, this is. Let's just watch how Chrissy takes this and wins with it. All right. She talks to Rourke, but her eye is on Rourke. She immediately realizes she's not going to be able to get Rourke with her. So now she's targeting Rourke, right? So she talks to Rourke, create an imaginary girl alliance, then go to JP, tell him that Rourke wants to do an all-girl alliance. JP jumps on it. Now she goes to Ryan and says, look, you, me, and JP so far. And I mean, she's just working the group, and she's got it. And you know what? They probably didn't show us, but she probably told Ryan, you can't tell Allie. And that's probably why he didn't tell her. Or maybe it's because he knows they don't work together. Well, so
I like how she approached JP with that thought, in that she didn't come out and say, Rourke wants to do an all-girl alliance, can we vote against her? She said, what do you think of Rourke?
Yeah, well, obviously,
And he said, well, she's good in challenges. And then she realized, okay, I've got to dig a little bit deeper and throw out something a little more dangerous about the all-girl alliance. And it's funny, I kind of thought that this might be happening, that it might be her fake Intel alliance in our rankings last week. And sure enough, it was Chrissy making up something to get JP in a little bit tighter.
Yep.
So,
I mean, since when have we had an all-girls alliance? I'm sure someone out there knows the exact date, but
yeah.
I don't remember it. Although that's not saying much. I don't remember a lot of stuff. My goodness, all through my notes, I have Abby instead of Allie. And then there's an Allie. What in the world is going on?
Yep.
It's because the L is so close to the B on the keyboard. It's so
right. Yeah. I wonder, I listened to it closer the second time when she was telling Ryan, like you just said, she was telling Ryan that she told JP that Rourke was talking an all-girl alliance, and JP was all for voting out Rourke. Did she ever say that I made it up and told him that, or did she ever clarify it was Rourke? Did she let Ryan in on the act that she did, or what? But we didn't get that from the editing.
Yeah, they didn't tell us.
But here's a tidbit from Wiggler's interview with Rourke. She says, these are her words, one of the things I said out there is that JP was moldable, and I wanted to continue with JP because I felt he was incredibly manageable and workable. And I said that in trusting faith in Allie and Ryan then told that to JP. I think what turned JP wasn't the all-girls thing. I think it was Ryan telling JP that I thought he was manageable, and I think that hurt his feelings. So that's her interpretation. It could be very accurate.
Yeah.
It could have been what turned JP over.
Yeah. So, I kind of feel bad for Allie because she really does have a close connection with Ryan. and she really gets, the wrong end of the shovel on this one. So,
yeah, is her connection because she's a hustler or because, well...
No, Ryan said she's been playing with me the entire game. We've been together the entire game.
Is that because they're hustlers or because they've been aligned? Because he doesn't clarify that. I think you're right. I think they have been working together as the two smartest people from the Hustler tribe. But Devin is his number one, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, well, that is true. Right. Yeah.
So I was just kind of wondering if that was a generic thing that said she's only known playing it with me because her and I were making all the Hustler decisions.
Right.
So
all right. Well,
Ryan says no matter who he goes with, someone is going to hate him. So it's a huge decision, but he's trying to win this game and build the best social game he can. Unfortunately, he's going to have to break that bond with someone, but he still feels that his decision will best advance his game.
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready for tribal, and apparently you took a lot of notes, but
I took a few.
So JP does allude to the all-girl possibility during his tribal council, but really I just want to hear what your notes are.
Well, that's way down there.
I know. Just go ahead.
Allie talks about the different approach from each original tribe. Probst brings up that all of you are different. We gave you all assignments when we first started. You've each got characteristics that go with the original tribes. So are you still holding to those characteristics?
Yes.
Because we don't want to lose that theme just yet. Put a lot of money into those graphics. And she just uses that question to say, I would have given someone else the chance. I would not have stayed up there and continued to fail. Right. I would have tried to give it to somebody else to do. And Chrissy comes back with, I did turn around. I did that several times, and no one stepped up to take a turn. They all just stood there and said, you go again. And we obviously don't see everything at Tribal. But when she said, they all stood there and said, you go again. Did anybody disagree with that? We didn't really get that.
Right.
So,
this is one of those situations where I interpret what I did one way, and you interpreted it another way.
Right.
Like, do you want me to go in? Rourke's thinking, that's me saying, yes, I'll go in. But Abby, gosh, I'm going to hit myself. Just go ahead. But Chrissy is thinking, that's not saying that you'll go in. Gosh, my wife does this to me all the time. All right, she'll be like, come in here and help me in the kitchen, will you? So I'm standing there. I'm ready to help. She's still stirring it. Connie, are you going to let me do it? Well, you haven't taken it yet. Because I'm waiting for you to give it to me. Obviously, you don't want to help because you haven't taken a spoon out of my hand yet. Yeah, that happens a lot.
That's not Terry. If I step foot in the kitchen, she's out of the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, but if I'm cleaning, I want everybody out of my way. I want to put up my iPhone and put my Dick Van Dyke Show up on Netflix and then just have the kitchen work.
Oh, guess what your ringtone is?
What?
You should call me and you can hear what your ringtone is on my phone.
You got it turned up?
So, y'all, whenever David calls me from his mobile phone, this is what I hear. This is what I hear. This is what I hear. Oh, you stopped it.
The Odd Couple.
Dun, da, da, dun, da, da. All right,
sorry,
let's continue. I almost
called the Dwaine that I work with. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
Because I called him more recent than you.
All right, go ahead because I want to get to the feedback.
All right, it's and I love what Chrissy kind of looked at Probst and said, well, it's her side, it's my side, and then there's the truth.
Yeah.
So,
well,
I'm sorry, that's just a very smart comment.
Wow. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm telling you.
Then he asked Ryan, I'm telling you, I really enjoyed this tribal. He asked Ryan, he said, what did you get from all this? He said, a lot of the times the truth is just what you make of it. I didn't see anyone giving up or controlling it. I just saw us trying to complete the task in the best way we thought possible.
Yeah.
What a great answer.
Yeah.
Not taking one side or the other.
He's pretty smooth at tribal council, too.
Yeah. Chrissy talks about how she hadn't really talked to Rourke yet about strategy, but she didn't want to come to tribal without talking to her. And Rourke jumps on that. Says, when you finally need me, then you come talk to me.
Right.
You hadn't talked to me in 3 days, 4 days, but now that you're in trouble, you want to come talk to me. And Chrissy says, well, you didn't talk to me either.
Right.
And there's a reason for that now we know because Rourke explained from what happened. So I love Probst called and said, well, that's 2 strikes on you.
Yeah.
One from the challenge and one from the camp. And I'm thinking, I think she hit both of them.
Yeah.
I think she got a base hit on both pitches. I don't think they were strikes.
You know, I wouldn't say Rourke. If you put Rourke up against Chrissy, I wouldn't say that, you know, like Chrissy's any smarter than Rourke. I think Rourke is incredibly intelligent and could probably, you know, joust with Chrissy pretty well. But Chrissy's got, 20 years experience under her belt, you know, maybe 15. That, you know, there's a lot of learned experience there, and that's hard to compete with, even if, you know, especially when there's two intelligent people going at it. They have a, you know, and by intelligent, I mean above average intelligence.
We are shooting at the same target with this point because I wrote in my notes that Rourke is smart and she's got thought out lines she's going to use. But in my opinion, Chrissy is thinking 3 lines ahead.
Yeah.
She's expecting what Rourke is going to say, and she's already got a comeback for what Rourke is going to say.
Right.
Whereas Rourke might get caught up in the moment of, I didn't know she was going to say that, and be stunned. Whereas I think Chrissy sees 5 different answers coming from you from her question, and then she's prepared to answer all 5 comments that you have. And that, like you said, it could be life experience. It could be, you know, training.
Yeah. I do. Well, she already talks about how she looks ahead in her job. How's this going to affect this? How's this going to affect this? She's probably incredible at like chess or something. But anyway, one thing I like about the way Rourke interacts and does this is when she says something to you, she looks at you, or she says it and then looks at you. You know, that's like, okay, so what are you going to do? You know,
right.
And you know, I bet for most people that intimidates them. You know,
that's very true.
And it didn't intimidate Chrissy, but I think for most people that would intimidate them. So
I think it would be hard to intimidate Chrissy.
I do too.
Because like we said, because she's been through so much, she's so mature and trained. And like, even when she just said that she spoke to everybody, but she hadn't spoke to Rourke, and Rourke says, see, she says she spoke to Allie, but she didn't speak to me.
Yeah.
And Chrissy's probably thinking, but you didn't speak to me. And Probst is looking to Chrissy for another comeback. And that's when Chrissy says, I have no comment to that. I mean, I think we pretty much beat that, you know, nail into the stick or into the ground, whatever it is.
Right.
So, and then Rourke likes being in the middle with and Probst point out it's a 2, 1, and 2. And Chrissy's like, well, I don't necessarily see it being a 2, 1, and 2 because relationships have been formed, you know. But Chrissy, they're trying to keep her on the hot seat, I guess, with the edit, and that she says she's surprised at what she's hearing and not surprised.
Right.
But Probst is still calling things by their original tribe.
Yes.
And I'm like, why are you doing that? He asked Rourke if she's being the lone hero, lone tribe, yada, yada. She thinks she's a swing vote. And then Probst even says, well, if Rourke is a swing vote, then one of the twosomes is going to be broken up. And that's when Chrissy says, relationships have formed that it could be any 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be 2 and 1. So,
you're going to talk about Allie's comment that was pure foreshadowing?
Which one's that?
Once you get here, that's when you find out who you can trust.
Right. That's what we talked about earlier, that tribal council is where you find, because you haven't, well, I don't want to say you haven't played the game.
That? I'm sorry.
No, I don't want to say you haven't. No, I'm just adding to your comment. You have been playing the game, but you haven't really had to show yourself until you go to tribal council.
Right. Right.
You know, an extra tribal council tidbit. One of the better moments. This is from Rourke. Another weird configuration of the tribe was right after JP made the comment about 3 women and 2 men, which was JP's only comment at tribal council. And he said it very quickly, you know. After that comment, Chrissy went, well, there's another configuration. Rourke, Allie, and JP are all from L.A., and I'm so sick of hearing them talk about L.A. and what it's like to live in L.A. and go to the restaurants in L.A. Allie and I simultaneously go, how dare you? You and Ryan are from neighboring towns in New Jersey. You do the exact same thing. All of it was so delightful. That was an excellent interview. So
that's good.
But those are all my notes from Tribal. I told you I really enjoyed this Tribal.
Yeah, you did.
And I think it was because it was, I'm not insulting anyone, but this was a very smart Tribal. Right. Very well thought out, very well spoke Tribal.
Yeah. Allie was incredibly shocked whenever the vote came back.
Yeah.
I mean, like, really shocked.
Let's talk about that for a second, because that's like the elephant in the room all over Facebook and online today. And I didn't want to read too much because I didn't want to be influenced. But did Ryan make the right decision? What do you think?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Well, let me think. Yeah, I do, because he's siding with the better player, I think.
Yeah. I agree because, and some people are thinking that he's going to make an old alliance mad, but he's making one person mad right now, whereas he's got two people locked in.
Right.
And I started thinking why I started widening my net. He's got Chrissy, so he's probably got JP. I think there's more going on between Ryan and JP because JP even said, "Wow, the girls are over there. Me and Ryan are up here talking." Mm-hmm. Now Ryan's probably talking, and you're listening smartly, like you should be listening to Ryan.
Right.
But so if Ryan's got Chrissy and JP, he's already got Devin. So that's 4. If he's got JP, he's probably got Ashley. And that's 5. If he's got Chrissy, he's probably got Ben. That's 6. And if he's got Ben, he's probably got Lauren back. That's 7 people.
Wow.
And then there's Allie.
Yeah.
He doesn't need Allie. I'm sorry. He doesn't. And you know what? Allie could win this game. She's got, to me, she is the total package to play Survivor and win the game if she's in the right situation.
Right.
You know, Rourke got in a bad situation. I know she won't blame it on that, but she got swapped, messed up.
Right.
But I think Ryan made the right move. Now, will it take him to the end? I don't know. But I think if you look at the net that he may have created by keeping Chrissy and JP, for that matter, because if he goes back, JP doesn't want anything to do with him. Mm-hmm. And he's got Allie, who is not his number one, and he's got Rourke, who he's never worked with before. Meanwhile, he's got somebody who is emotionally tied to him in Chrissy.
Yeah, see that was the main point I was thinking.
Yes. And I think he's solid now with JP. JP just needs someone to guide him. JP's not stupid. He's going to look for someone to work with and follow, and I think that's what he's found in Ryan and Chrissy. Right. And he's found a friend in Ashley. Right. So you can add Ashley, Devin, Ben, and probably Lauren to this group. There's 7 people right there.
Yeah. That
could control the merge.
Yeah. As far as, wow, you thought that way more than I did.
Sorry.
Wow. My mind
I really enjoyed this episode and the tribal.
Yeah. That I am now needing a mental break. No, but it's like you're Chrissy and I'm everyone else. One thing that, as you ask me that, and I'm thinking about it, his relationship with Allie is not as strong. His connection with Allie is not as strong as with Chrissy's because of that first day, third day advantage. You know, that makes that even more strong than his with Allie. Allie could break that, no big deal. Versus
that's a good point. His relationship with Allie is professional.
Yeah.
His relationship with Chrissy is personal.
Right. Yeah. Did you see her little smile of, yep, I did that. I know you're reading Mike's comment, but I loved Chrissy's smile at the end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's my pick to win. Unfortunately, she's not my pick to get all those points. My extra point person, but she was my pick to win.
All right, so why don't you read what Mike is saying? This is interesting.
Mike said, Mike K in our chat room says, Ryan was never close with Allie. She was not privy to Ryan finding the secret advantage and giving it to Chrissy. Devin is Ryan's closest ally from the original Hustler.
Well, that's what you said earlier in the show.
Yeah, that's what we just said. Right. There's one more thing.
We're just going based on what Ryan said, though. Ryan said, I've been playing with her since the beginning. So,
but I think they've been voting at Tribal together since the beginning.
Right,
I don't know how close they are. But here's one last thing I thought about.
Okay.
When's the last time a mom, a 50-year-old, I think she's late 40s maybe, has won Survivor? When's the last time a young female who's got a social game, a smile, a personality, physical skills, when's the last time that type of person's won Survivor? Who do you want to sit with at the end if you're Ryan? Do you want to sit with the mom or do you want to sit with the young girl who's been winning challenges?
Yeah.
I want to sit with the mom.
Unless that mom's been taking, going out and taking names as she goes.
Unfortunately, that mom is Chrissy.
Yeah.
And she's probably going to be the one that takes out Ryan.
Yeah. But all in all, I don't know. This is one episode that, how some episodes are just kind of meh for you?
Yeah.
This was just kind of meh for me.
Oh,
just kind of there.
This was the sausage and the gravy.
So really?
And the biscuit. Was
the sausage in the gravy?
Well,
and
sausage
on the biscuit?
Gravy, yes. Because usually you get sausage gravy, but if it comes with chunks of sausage.
Yes. That's what I was talking about.
Yes, on flaky biscuits, yes.
Yes.
And Mike just brought up that Chrissy is 46.
Sorry, I thought you were not. Sorry. All right. Go ahead.
Mike said that Chrissy's 46, and she's also been called part of the mom squad in this season.
Oh, has she?
And I'm done.
I'm sorry, man. I thought you were done.
Sorry.
Let's try that again.
Everybody sit back. It's time for feedback. Our listeners have to say what's on their minds today. D&D will hear you. D&D will read you. D&D will take the time to take your lines, analyze, and feel you. It's feedback. Survivor Talk with D&D. Taking listener feedback, y'all. That's right.
See, that's what's awesome about not doing video anymore.
I was thinking the same thing.
Is you and I could just do the most idiotic dances in the world and no one
It was
knows.
a dance fest, dance off, man.
Yeah, that's right. Woo! All right, David, we have some feedback tonight.
Let's start with Mike K. He brought up a good point because Tina was one of the first moms to win.
Mike.
Denise was 41. I don't really think she was seen as a mom because of all the at the bottom. She was always at the bottom when they lost so much in Matt Singh, and then she fought through with I want to say Calabao.
Gosh, I never saw Denise as a mom.
I didn't either. I don't think she was ever looked at like that because she was with Malcolm, which may have brought her age down some even.
Well,
but yeah, Denise is an exception. She's an older woman that won, but I didn't really see her as a mom like they see Chrissy as a mom.
She's not your mom figure at all.
No.
Sorry. Ain't happening.
Okay.
If she okay, I'm not even going to go there. All right, so here we have Kieran, and I actually titled it a different title so that I wouldn't do the wrong one this week. So here you go.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Kieran from Maryland. Time for my feedback. Well, Rourke finally got screen time, but it was an episode she left, so that sucks. I felt really bad for Ben. Oh man, that really triggered him. Chrissy definitely had a bad edit. Ryan really surprised me. Did not expect him to flip on Allie. Both he and Allie have been together since day one. I would say Allie is probably one of his closest allies, so I wonder why he flipped. I wonder if there is more shown. If there is, then I hope they touch on it in the next episode. Allie's definitely on the bottom now. If Hustlers lose again, then Allie can easily go. Moving on to next week. Based on the preview, the follow-up between Allie and Ryan is going to occur, and they show Cole passing out, so that could mean that he gets medevac. I obviously don't know if he gets medevac, but there's a possibility. I hope nobody gets medevac. I wonder if Ryan will try to rebuild the trust with Allie, but Allie's not going to trust him again because he just flipped on her. Yeah, it's so obvious. Why would you trust a guy who just flipped on you? No way. That's not happening. Overall, this was a really good episode. Not as good as the last episode, but it was a good episode. We had some good content, and the Ben content was definitely emotional, but at the same time, I would say that was educational as well. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I felt. I have a question for both of you. Do you think Ryan made a mistake of flipping on Allie? I actually think he did. I think he made a really bad mistake by flipping on Allie, but do you think he made a mistake? And regardless if you agree or not, would you mind explaining why you believe he made a mistake or did not make a mistake? I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Well, by the time he hears his own feedback, he will have gotten the answer to his questions from us. We've already answered those questions.
Yep.
So, but that's good. He had some good questions. Gosh, there was one I was going to say something about.
I don't really think Chrissy got a bad edit. I think she got an edit that built to the tension at Tribal, like you said, that things that happened in the challenge were leading to the Tribals. But if that's a bad edit in that sense, is that what he meant? Then yeah, I see what he means by that. I don't really know if Ryan flipped on Allie. I mean, only because they were tried together and they voted together. Yes.
Yeah, I think it was a flip.
Yeah, okay.
It's a flip because she was totally
true.
All Ryan's voting with me. There's no doubt. I don't have to go back and double,
Yeah. That's
true. I
true.
know what I was going to say about him. Not about Kieran, but about what he said. You'll never go back with someone who flipped on you. No way. And you will if you need to. If that's your only shot, or you're shooting in the dark and you're finding yourself at the bottom of a pile, you got to trust somebody. And it may be that person if they're offering you something that no one else is.
True, very true. I think her goal is going to be to get rid of Ryan at some point, though.
Yeah,
because I think she was getting real close to Rourke, and they had a bond, and maybe he saw them bonding more than working with him.
Yeah. Well, whatever happens, Ryan's going to cry about it because it ain't going to be fun, and he shows him crying in the next
I mean, Allie's going to cry about it.
No. Ryan says, did I say Abby again?
No.
Ryan.
Allie's the one crying.
Isn't it Ryan who said, I'm not going to cry in this game?
That was Allie.
That was Allie. Oh, gosh.
The girl, not the boy.
I'm such a, oh, man.
The girl said she's not going to cry.
Wow.
You're making me cry.
This is what happened, okay? That's what was playing as I, reached for the remote to turn it off. And I had Ryan on the mind.
You know what? Rourke got voted out in the first tribal, and she had no excuses. She said it was on her. She took the blame herself.
All right. Here we've got Wendy Zell from where?
South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Hi, Dwaine, David, and all my Survivor buddies. This is Wendy from South Dakota. I didn't like the whole thing about Ben they did, because all it makes me think is, oh no, Ben's going home, and I really like him as a person. Maybe they did it, just to show what people who have served our country go through when they come back. I hope that's the reason they did it, because this guy is so awesome. I don't want to see him go home. Would be tickled to see him win the whole thing.
I agree.
But, yeah, I hope that's... I don't want him to go home. Second thing I thought during the reward challenge, poor Ryan. Oh, my good gracious. I just felt so sorry for the guy. He was trying so hard and just kept losing the ball. Just felt really bad for him. He's just kind of that underdog guy that you got to root for, and it just felt terrible for him. Okay, I don't usually comment on this type of thing, but they were showing all those really cool bugs, and the one that was waving at you, and the praying mantis, or the stick bug, or I don't even know what all they're called. And they're really cool. And then they show that last one, and its big wings come out, and it's flying with its body, and all I could think is that, landing in my hair, and me freaking out. Oh, that last one was just so gross. Oh, and then Dr. Mike finding the immunity idol at the well. Yay, Dr. Mike! How can they have so many cool people on this season? I mean, really, there's hardly anybody that I want to go home. I love Lauren. I love Allie. I love Ryan. I even love Cole. Even though he can't keep a secret, he's still a cool guy. I mean, I can't even really think Joe. Okay, Joe. He's the only one I don't really care for. But other than that, I can't think of anybody on this season that I'm rooting against. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. There's probably somebody out there. Someone's probably going to do something that I don't approve of. Anyway, I really love this cast. I think it's a really good cast. Chrissy's move with planting the false evidence against Rourke. I mean, strategically, what a move. I mean, not a great thing to do, but she was saving her own life in the game. I mean, she was going to get voted out. But Ryan, the choice that Ryan made, I'm not sure that was a good one, because Allie was totally loyal to him, it seems, and she's going to feel so betrayed, and as we can see by the next time on, she does feel totally betrayed. And, he talked about it a little bit in a confessional that he's going to lose loyalty with one of the people. You may as well lose loyalty with the person that you're sending out of the game rather than someone, he was going to either lose loyalty with Allie or he was going to lose loyalty with, I can't think of, Chrissy. And if he would have chosen to lose loyalty with Chrissy, at least she was going home. I don't know. I mean, I understand where he's coming from because they have the whole fake idol thing together, and now he's even got her more in loyalty with him. And honestly, a healer really kind of needed to go home, because you don't want to go into the merge with them 6 strong and they go right back to begin the first tribal alliance and just all 6 stick together. Now, whether that would happen or not, one doesn't know, but why would they want to take that chance? I guess I'm kind of not understanding why Allie wouldn't look at it that way. I never saw them discuss it that way tonight. Anyway, these are just like my thoughts. Oh, one more thing. Rourke, what a good sport she was. And I don't know that I've ever said it about a person that left this early in a first time game, but I would love to see her play again. I thought she was fantastic the way she handled herself. She was just super cool person. It was unfortunate that, they had to send somebody home. I kind of would like to have seen JP go before her. Not that I don't like him. He's just, not so much. So bland. He's so bland. You like to see someone with a little bit of spice. Not too much spice, but a little bit of spice. Anyway, those are just my thoughts, and y'all take care. Bye.
I think there was a dog in the room there at the end.
He might be bland, but he can carry a rice bag, let me tell you. She reminded me real quick. I understood what she meant about Ben, but I got at the end of Ben's little testimony, I got that it was a very positive moment, not a Ben could leave down the road moment. I didn't get that at all. I thought that it was really this is Ben, this is who I am, and this is why I'm fighting for this win and fighting to do this. But she brought up the last point about why Ryan made the right move, and I totally forgot that a healer needed to go. There were still 6 healers in the game that needed to go. That's true. It's funny because one more moment that Rourke mentions in her exit interview is that they talked about, as healers, throwing a challenge if there's another healer alone on the tribe after the swap.
Really?
They talked about a swap coming, and they talked about if one of us gets alone on a tribe, another tribe with the healer domination needs to throw the challenge to save that person.
Wow. And
Cole even admitted to it. Even pregame, and Cole talked about it. And he confessed to her in a private chat that the healers have, apparently, that he got so wrapped up in winning, he just forgot and didn't think about her tribe losing and her getting voted out.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Leave it to Cole.
When he even laughs at her own jokes.
Leave it to Cole to mess up the plan.
Yeah, he spills the secrets, but he forgets the plan.
Golly. Oh, man. One thing I noticed about the bugs was there was one that they did the arms like this.
Yeah.
In rhythm. So it looked like he was conducting the music. That's pretty awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Will the Giant Ninja.
What's up, guys? It's Will from Wonder Lake again, a.k.a. the Giant Ninja. Okay, first things first. The Cubs suck? Really? Like, I know we got our behinds handed to us in the NLCS, but let's be clear. 3 straight league championship series. The most wins in baseball combined over that span, playoff and regular season combined. Oh, and a World Series title. If that's sucking, the whole world would love to suck. That comment was probably a White Sox fan jealous of the attention that the Cubs get, kind of like a Big Brother fan pretending that that's a better show than Survivor, which many of them do. But, we know the truth. Moving on, however, last week I had a good picture for who was on what color tribe, even if I didn't know the names. Am I wrong? Is one of them named Yahweh? Is that where we are? We have Yahweh and Soho and Lego? The Lego tribe? I don't know, but I can't remember which color is which, so I'm just going to talk about the Joe tribe first. Number 1, the Joe tribe. Very impressive how they came back together to win a challenge and to avoid tribal council, to come in second at the next challenge. Kudos to you guys. I'm curious to see what's going to happen if you end up at tribal council again. Ashley and Devin both indicate that they're ready to force a 2-versus-2 against Desi and Joe. I find that interesting, that after 3 days, they're ready to ride or die with each other. That bodes well for each other moving forward if they can stay alive. I don't see Desi having Joe's back again. And frankly, I don't see Joe having Desi's back again. And Devin and Ashley would both do well to bring in whoever of that twosome is willing to vote with them. They shouldn't have a clear preference. Number 2, the Dr. Mike tribe. Dr. Mike, way to go finding an idol. Obviously, you knew where the idol had been found at the original Healers tribe. And so you were looking in the same spot now. Kudos to you. Obviously, Jessica was in on it, and obviously that information came from Cole because all information comes from Cole. If Cole knows something, everyone knows it. I found it very interesting that Jessica seemingly doesn't want Cole to know that Mike has a hidden immunity idol now. I'd like to see how that plays out. Are they just going to keep that information from him entirely? And if so, how is he going to react when it ultimately comes out? My guess is that he is going to be legitimately hurt by it, understanding it from a game perspective, but emotionally hurt by it. And I think that may be the end of an alliance within a tribe. We'll see. But lastly, number 3, the Ryan tribe. Ryan, my B-fam, my brother from another mother. I have to pull the reins back a little bit, buddy. Not that I don't like you voting out Rourke and keeping Chrissy. I think there is some serious logic behind that. I think if I were in your situation, I would have done the exact same thing because you seem to have a genuine bond with Chrissy and you seem to be ready to work with her moving forward, to trust her, and more importantly, that she trusts you. Also, you don't want to go back to tribal council, and so you want to keep JP around. I get it. I get why Rourke is the one that you would end up voting for. But you need to use your relationship, use your social game to get Allie on board. And even if you can't get Allie on board, if you have the kind of relationship with her where you want to work together in the game, then you need to say, Allie, I want to keep Chrissy. I am willing to sacrifice Rourke for Chrissy, so I am voting for Rourke. You don't need to, but I'm going to. What you don't do is blindside her at tribal council, leave her out in the wind so that she voted for someone who comes back to camp. You're putting her in a terrible position, and I don't think that was a good move on your part. I like your decision to vote out Rourke and to keep Chrissy, but I don't like what you did with Allie. I think you need to keep your allies with you, not be so attracted to the idea of playing all sides that you, in fact, destroy relationships for the sake of playing all sides. Well, that's all I've got. Later, peeps. Will at the Giant Ninja.
All right. Always good to hear from Will, the Giant Ninja.
There's a lot of good stuff.
I know. It's always a lot of good stuff. All right. Let's go to John Buckley. John Buckley. You know what that sounds like? It sounds like a news anchorman. Hi.
That's what I thought, too.
This is John Buckley coming to you live from Survivor Island. All right, go ahead.
And he says, hey, D&D, it's John from Ohio again. I have a few thoughts on the episode tonight. First of all, I'm really enjoying Joe this season. As someone who's pursuing a master's degree in criminal justice, whoops, my computer just went to sleep. In criminal justice, and is very interested in the correctional field, he really resonates with me. Did you guys notice how efficiently he cut that bag of rice open?
It looked like he was killing someone.
Yeah. I don't know why, but watching the challenge, I noticed that he got the bag open much faster than the other tribes. Moving on to the moments before tribal council, I really feel that Ryan unnecessarily blindsided Allie here. He burned a bridge that he didn't have to burn. He could have told Allie the plan. As one of his top allies, it should be a top priority for him to keep his relationship with her intact. He could have handled it better. I really enjoyed the episode overall.
Yeah, I don't really know why he couldn't tell her.
Well, I was just about to say, maybe
like right
she
before
wasn't,
you go, like last minute, so she can't change anything.
Maybe she wasn't in his long-term plans. Maybe she's not one of his top allies.
That's right.
We're not seeing everything. P.S. Do you think that Chrissy blew the challenge, or do you think the others were responsible for not switching into help? Chrissy said that she asked over and over again if anyone wanted to try. Have a good week, John.
You know, it's those kind of questions that are difficult. Do you think Chrissy blew the challenge? That's one option. Or do you think the others were responsible for not switching into help? That's the second option. Well, neither one of those, right? It's like, do you want to take the bus or get in the ocean? It's like neither one of them.
One could lead to the other as well.
Yeah, but like we've already talked about this, you know, we don't think it's either one of those. I don't think she blew the challenge. And you were talking earlier about how she did want people to switch for her, but they just didn't. And you and I talked about my whole wife with the spoon thing.
Yes.
So, all right. Next we have, Gwen. Well, hello, Gwen. It's time for some Gwen feedback here. Hi, D&D, my favorite bronies. That's what it is, isn't it? I've been spending all afternoon trying to figure out what that was. Bronis, Bro, New York City, but it's Bronis. Your bronies. Okay. Hi, D&D, my favorite bronies. Excuse me. Wow, Gwen, great job sending in your feedback on time. David, listen up, she says. So, big news. For the first time in my life, I had a dream about Survivor Talk with D&D. Except it was a nightmare. In my dream, I forgot to send in feedback, and the podcast was already posted to iTunes. Scary, right? Okay, so this episode. Let's start with a quote. Every single tribal is so scary, stated by Devin. No duh. Cole, it's a good thing you are pretty. Don't let your body go, and you'll be doing okay in life. And try not to eat and scratch your crotch at the same time. That is so true, though, actually. Yes. Last week, that's like, I'm just not even going to go there. All right, last week I talked about Joe's similarities as Tony. I was wrong. Again, imagine that, my second time ever being wrong and only a week apart.
She's only 5 episodes in, and she's been wrong twice. So that's not a good start.
Not a very good track record there. Being wrong and only. Okay. Anyway, Chrissy is the new Tony. What do you think about that?
I can see her playing 24/7 like Tony and playing very actively often, but different mannerisms, different. Yeah.
Well, let's see what she says as she's telling us in the chat room. Read it. Anyway, Christy is the new Tony. Remember when Tony told LJ about trying to get someone out, then telling other people it was LJ's idea? Yeah, that is exactly what Chrissy did with Rourke. Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's a Tony thing. Other people have done that too.
That was Dwaine that said that, Gwen. Just to let you know, that was not me, David. I was listening to what you wrote.
But seriously. Chrissy would have to do a whole lot more. Okay, she says I'm ruining the joke. Oh, it's a joke. I forgot. Every single thing in her feedback is pretty much a joke, isn't it?
Listening. Come on, Dwaine.
I'm sorry. Listen. I thought she was serious.
I'm just trying to get the listen thing off me.
All right, here we go. Chrissy is the new Tony. Remember when Tony told LJ about trying to get someone out, then telling other people it was LJ's idea? Yeah, that is exactly what Chrissy did with Rourke. Okay. Next week, I will let you know why Lauren is actually the new Tony Unicorn. Thanks, Gwen from Santa Barbara. All right, so here's the new rule when reading any feedback from Gwen. Nothing she says is serious, right? It's all meant to be fun and funny, which it was. Some of it I didn't realize it was supposed to be that way, right? It's like,
that's what made it funny for me.
Yeah, it made it funny for you that I was treating it seriously. And she's probably sitting there going, would you just, come on, you're missing the whole joke. It's like, no, Gwen, you cannot send something serious next week because we won't know how to read it. It's like finding Nemo, right? I'm like the dad fish that couldn't tell a joke. That's what that feedback was for me. It was trying to be difficult.
It took you 7 seasons to realize why I don't laugh.
Yeah, thanks. Gwen, I promise I will not ruin any of your feedback in the future. I will do my best to be
She's Dory.
Yeah. Oh, really? All right, we have Miriam is our last one, and we're only going to do the first one because I answered the second one, David.
Hi, D&D and Survivor Talk patrons, fans, listeners, etc. This is Miriam, a.k.a. Vader Girl, calling from Everett, Washington. It's actually sunny today, thank God, so I'm feeling a little better. I'm calling to give some feedback about Survivor last night. Another great blindside, another great game. Survivor just continues to enthrall and provide excellent family-friendly entertainment. Go Survivor. My first comment I want to say is regarding Ben and the PTSD experience he had from the sounds of the coconut exploding. I'm first wondering why that even happened. I've never heard coconut explode before, especially like 3 times in a row like that. 2, I want to thank Ben for his service and just give him a big hug and send him so much love. I also have PTSD, not combat related, but I do have PTSD, and I know what it's like to be triggered, and when your fight, flight, freeze response kicks in, it's a very helpless feeling. You're overwhelmed. Hey, I got cut off there, so this is Miriam finishing up here. I hope this is working. I'm recording from my iPhone. But regarding Ben and the PTSD, I was just really impressed that he shared that. I was really impressed how he handled that because, like I said, when your startle reflex response kicks in and you go into fight, flight, or freeze mode, you can have a lot of flashback issues. Your body just kind of heart starts beating really fast. It just... panic attack, all sorts of things just set in, and I was really, really impressed with the way he handled himself. He went to the water. He was obviously using his skills. He did really great. So sending lots of love to Ben, and I just am very, very proud and thank him for his service. I then want to talk about my winner pick, Ryan. Ryan. I love him. I think he's doing a great job. It was sad to see Roar go. She's an ATF icon. She's also a Survivor icon. She's fierce, beautiful, smart, and she really just didn't get enough airtime, and I'm just sad about that. I wish they would have given her a little bit more screen time. It was obvious she was going to go because she all of a sudden had an arc in visibility, just started more confessionals, and I do believe Chrissy and Ryan are probably going to the end like a Dawn Cochran or a Malcolm Denise. It's that combination of an older female and younger male that seems to do really well on reality game shows like Survivor and Big Brother. And a lot of people have been saying that he should have said something to Allie, and that was not a good social game move. I don't agree. I think Ryan, I'm sure, kind of like Tony Vlankos did after Blindside, I think Ryan has enough gameplay where he can fix things with Allie. And where else is Allie going to go? I mean, she doesn't have anybody else besides Ryan and Devin and Lauren. And I'm sure she'll probably forgive him and stick with him. There was probably a reason he didn't share things with her and he decided to blindside her. But I'm not okay with all the Ryan criticism because, of course, I'm Team Ryan and he's my number one. And I think the edit will reveal more, and I'm sure they will show him fixing the situation. Sending lots of love to everybody. Stranger Things comes out tonight. And use the Amazon link. Keep supporting D&D. Thank you guys. Sending love and light to you and your families. I hope you find no more spiders or no more snakes inside your houses. May the force be with you. Eat lots of kale. Black cats for life. Peace.
All right. Thank you, Miriam. That was interesting feedback. She always gives us good feedback. I still don't know why she wants to eat black cats, though. I don't get it.
Wrapped in kale.
Yeah, wrapped in kale. In pieces. She always ends with peace. Anyway. Oh, boy, David. It's been a fun show.
It was easy to get excited about. It was fun.
Yeah. It's almost over. The season, no, I mean, our show is almost over.
Yes.
And we don't have any iTunes reviews, so I'm not going to do the iTunes reviews thing, even though I really like it. I think it's pretty awesome. By the way, if you've been out there looking for our YouTube page, well, it's not really there anymore. Well, the page that was is my page. So if you go on there now, the newest video is of a worship service. So if you want to watch it, awesome. It's from August 13th. But they won't have any more Survivor Talk stuff on it. There is a Survivor Talk YouTube page now, but I need 100 subscribers before I can name it, before I can make the link, youtube.com/Survivor Talk. So right now it's just some weird name I can't do. So get on our Facebook group. There's a link to it in there. And all of our episodes are in audio version there. If you want to watch any of our previous episodes in video, they're all still on our website, and you can watch them. All right. So anything else, David?
I have no comment on that.
Really? Okay, fine. And your eyes are rolling, just like Chris's.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for listening, for chatting in the chat room, for sharing our show with others, for having fun in the Facebook group, for visiting our website, stwdd.com, for, of course, shopping Amazon with our links that are on our website, for leaving feedback for us to share. We really love that. And a special thanks to our D&D patrons, because if it wasn't for you, we couldn't get CBS All Access, which, David, we're going to get, so we can both see all these Survivor extra videos that I didn't even realize were out there.
I was wondering where they were.
Yeah,
really?
Apparently they're on CBS All Access. So I'm going to shoot you over $5 from the Patreon account, and we can get some CBS All Access. Plus, we'll get to watch Star Trek. But that's only a side benefit.
Yes.
Yeah?
It just happens to be on there.
Yes. So check out our other two podcasts, Movie Talk with D&D. And, of course, if you're listening to this, you've probably already watched the entire Season 2. But we did do a rewind fast forward with D&D about the entire Season 1 of Stranger Things. So you are welcome to do that. And unless David has any final words, I am finished. So, David, do you have any final words besides you're speechless, or you're not going to have no comment? You have no comment on that. All right, bye, everybody.
See ya.
Survivor Talk with D&D is a production of D&D Podcasting and is hosted by David Jones and Dwaine Stroud, the two Ds in D&D. We're two best friends who decided way back in December of 2011 that we wanted to share our love of Survivor with all who would listen. Follow me on Twitter at Survivor_Talk. Join our Facebook group at stwdd.com/Facebook. A special thanks goes out to Adam Klein, the winner of Survivor Millennials vs. Generation X, for providing both his voice and time for our show introduction. The amazing music you heard is Never Again by Breaking Benjamin. Thank you to Mark Percy, who creates all of our graphics and puts up with my OCD for each new graphic he creates. Thank you to Patrick Monroe, who spent countless hours designing our website and continues to provide support at all hours of the night. Visit our website at stwdd.com for quick and easy access to our most recent shows, as well as all of the others. Discover our two other podcasts, Rewind Fast Forward with D&D and Movie Talk with D&D. Check out our D&D store for shirts, hoodies, and even coffee mugs, or just look around and click on things. We couldn't create and produce our podcast without the financial support of our D&D patrons, as well as those who use our Amazon links. So thank you for going above and beyond and sharing in the fun of D&D. Become a D&D patron at stwdd.com/patron and enjoy immediate access to all of our shows prior to their release date. On a personal note, thank you to David for your friendship and for not telling me I was crazy about this whole podcasting thing. To God be all the glory. Thanks for listening.